Hi, it's Cam here. Hey, I wanted to share a little incident that happened to me yesterday, Saturday, at the Legislative Lawns in Victoria. There was a rally coming up and there was some folks setting up for that rally. I noticed there was a gentleman, an older gentleman, who was quite agitated farther across. And as I approached him, I realized he was in basically an altercation with a woman. The two of them were just back and forth, angry at each other. And as I approached him, the first time ever in my life, encountered somebody who was spitting mad. You've heard that expression, spitting mad? Well, this gentleman, as I tried to talk to him, he was spitting with every word. And as I discovered, what he was doing is he had put up a whole bunch of signs, both lawn signs and signs on poles and stuff, that basically said no honking of horns and everything else. He had, as the discussion evolved, I learned that he had approached the city. He had asked the police to issue tickets. He had done all kinds of things. And I said to him, I said, why? Like, why is it that you're so heavily in this position? Why are you going about doing this? And he said, well, there's a whole bunch of senior citizens who live in these care homes near this area who are being traumatized by all the constant sound, and it's really bothering them. And it's just affecting their health, and they're just suffering so much. And quite honestly, I'd never really given that much thought to it. I had realized that this honking might be bothering some businesses nearby and other things. But given the fact of what we were engaged in and the battle we were in and the feeling that this was the only alternative left, we had little choice. And I could help not but support people who are doing this. And I asked him that question. I said, why do you feel these people are doing that? And he gave me a litany of different things. They're brainwashed and yada, yada, yada. He went on. And when he finished, I said, look, could it be that these people just are frustrated? And they feel they have no outlet, nobody's listening to them, and this is the only way they can get anybody's attention. Well, to his credit, he gave me a little bit of ground on that one, and he sort of said, okay, yeah, I guess I could sort of see that. And then I said to him, I said, look, who's the real enemy in all this? Who is causing us this problem? The people that are suffering in these care homes and the people that have lost their jobs, and that's the reason why they're out honking their horns and doing other things, they have one common enemy, essentially, and that's the elected civil servants. The same folks who basically ignored both groups and pay little attention to them at any given time. These are the folks that are not listening to anybody. They're not engaged in a conversation. They're not having a rational discussion or allowing anybody to have a debate. They are basically saying, it is what it is, and that's it. And that's why these people are so frustrated, because they have no outlet for their democratic process, because the people should have redress. Now, it dawned on me later after I'd gotten home that while I may not like the sound, or while he may not like the sound of the honking of horns, I would think he would much rather be in support of that than the sound of gunshot being fired. Because what happens in some nations is where people feel they have no address, no outlet, no voice, this is what they resort to. And we do not want that in our democratic Canadian country. We want to be able to go to the people's house, to our elected civil servants, and bring up our concerns and our qualms. No one should have to feel that they are so disregarded, that they have no voice, that they have no alternative but violence. That is not the path any of us want to be going down. So I call on the politicians that are there. Please sit down with the people, hear their hue and cry, because at the end of the day, we don't want to be divided from our fellow citizens. I don't want to be arguing with some senior citizen out there, and nobody wants people in care homes to be traumatized or anything else. But we also don't want people to needlessly have lost jobs and suffering and families to be divided. This can all be ended provided you sit down, you listen to the people, and you have a discussion and a debate on what's happened over the last 2 years, and an honest one that allows everybody to bring their concerns to the table. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Look forward to it. Any comments you might have, any ideas you might have for posts, anything like that, please feel free to mention it in the comments, and I'll do my best to get to them.